guys? Welcome to our edition of Market Marauders. Be in the market, one trade at a time. If you're new to Market Marauders, it's an investment channel, helps you to find the best deals in the market. If that's something you're interested in, make sure the subscribe button down below, like, comment, and share. Now, today I'll be giving you my weekly penny stock watch list, so let's jump into it. It's been a crazy week, a lot of moves, a lot of different plays going on. Market's been up and it was down this week, so let's jump into it. For my first one, we got ticker sign HTBX, and that's for Heat Biologics. And this will be a chart analysis from the Webull platform. If you'd like to join Webull and get 2 free stocks, make sure you click on the link down below in the description and join the platform. Now, the moving average 10 is 245, moving average 50 is 251, and the moving average 100 is 249, and it ended the week at 246. So it'll end the week below its moving average 50 and moving average 100, but above its moving average 10. So, in my opinion, it's on a bearish downtrend. Just looking at this, the way I judge that is if it goes down in the negative and the moving average 10 crosses the moving average 50 and the moving average 100, to me that denotes the beginning of a bearish pattern. And then a bullish pattern would be the opposite. So if the stock was to go up and go in the opposite direction above its moving average 100 and moving average 50, which is this red line right here. If this red line goes up and begins to go above the moving average 100, which is the yellow line, and the moving average 50, which is the purple line, then to me that would denote that a bullish pattern has began. But if we see, volume kind of increase towards the end of the day, but still overall ended bearish in my personal opinion. So, if you're new to the channel, I like to give some background information on the stocks, so I don't just like to go and read the charts and say, okay, because this chart is bearish, in my opinion, I think you should sell it, or I think you should buy it, or these are all opinionated picks. I'm not a financial advisor, so just bear that in mind. Always do your own due diligence when picking stocks. Read as many articles as you can. But the goal of this channel is to inform you on where to find those articles and how to just begin that process of due diligence. So with that being said, let's jump into some background information on ticker sign HTBX for Heat Biologics. So this is one of the articles from them. This came out June 22nd. But it says they announced the first patient treated in first in-human clinical trial of PTX35. If we go down here and read what it is, clinical stage biopharmaceutical company focused on developing first-in-class therapies to modulate the immune system, including multiple oncology product candidates and the novel uh, Roni vaccine. Today announced that the first patient has been treated in the company's first in-human phase 1 clinical trial evaluating PTX35, first antibody product candidate developed by Heat Biologics, Pelican Therapeutics subsidiary. So it says in first in-human study is expected to enroll up to 30 patients with advanced solid tumors, refractory to standard care. Eligible patients will be enrolled to receive PTX35 every 2 weeks with disease progression. Escalating dose levels of PTX35 will be explored until optimal immunological dose or maximum tolerated dose is established. So basically, they begin their trial, to help find a cure to the whole Roni situation. So, any company that's in that niche, in my personal opinion, definitely has room to go up and to be, the next breakout company, in my opinion. And that's why I put them on here as one of my stocks on the watch list. Also, they have a lot of other things going on with the company, but this I think was one of the keynote. Items that they have going on as far as that whole medical side of that niche is concerned. There have been a lot of other companies that have gone up. This week alone, Moderna went up just based on their updates on their whole vaccine process. INO has gone up in the past as well, or started to go up towards the end of this week. So a lot of medical companies are starting to begin their little small breakouts as the weeks have gone on. But as for penny stocks, there are still penny stocks out there that you can invest in that still are in that sub niche. So going into my second one, we got ticker sign NBY, and this is for Bay Pharmaceuticals. Jumping into the chart, we could see they're a little bit bullish. And bear in mind, I'm using the 1 minute chart. A lot of people use the 5 minute, 15 minute, 30 minute, or 1 hour chart, but I like to use the 1 minute chart just because it gets down into very minute by minute action of what's going on. So whatever chart you want to use, you know, be my guest. This is just the one that I prefer to use when analyzing, just to see overall progression of how the chart behaved. Its moving average 10 is 146. Moving average 50 is 145, and moving average 100 is 143. They did the week at 148, so they're above their moving average 10, 50, and 100. And if we look at the chart right here, they have began a bullish pattern, an uptrend. So unlike the other one, the other stock, HTBX, NBY has actually began its little bullish run up. If we look right here, we can see the moving average 10 line crosses the moving average 100 line and the moving average 50 line, and it begins to go up and continue to go up as more people bought towards the end of the day, closed today. But bear in mind, these are prices based on the market being closed, so these aren't live prices. When the market opens on Monday, these prices definitely will change, so just bear that in mind. Going into background information on them, we can see that they announced results to confirm a Vinova, which kills the Roni. So it says announced testing results of an independent third-party laboratory confirming that Avinova, Nova Bay's proprietary formula of pure hypochlorous acid, kills the Roni. So it says test results will be submitted to the EPA for EPA's approved list of disinfectants for uses against the Roni situation. So basically, the company has come up with a disinfectant that helps kill, or that has confirmed to kill Roni germs. Now, people have been using hand sanitizer and bleach and things of that nature, but this company definitely has what it's showing, a proven um, solution to kill the germs that the pandemic has had. So this information recently came out on the 13th, so it's kind of new. It's not really, the latest news, but I think, they're kind of on the right track. And, if you can see the surge of, hand sanitizer and things of that nature kind of flying off shelves, and we still don't have a cure for the whole pandemic situation. So people are going to want to disinfect, all their environments, whether that's home, work, or, in hospitals, especially grocery stores and stores of that nature. So I think they're actually onto something by having a chemical that they have proven to kill these germs. So I definitely can see them mass manufacturing this, and a lot of people buying this, especially if it was confirmed that it does kill those germs and that the EPA approves it. So once the EPA approves it and you get confirmation on that, I definitely see this stock shooting up way more than what it currently is. Now, I don't know how long that process is for the EPA to actually approve something. I know FDA has been putting things on fast track, but the EPA is a completely different agency, so I don't know their process. If it's something to do along the lines of the whole pandemic situation, I'd assume that they'd be on a fast track as well, especially if it's something that could help the general public. So definitely want to keep your eyes on for the following weeks coming up, especially considering this news is pretty fresh. Going to my last one for the week, we got ticker sign OPK, and this is for OPKO Health, and the moving average 10 is 459. Moving average 50 is 461. The moving average 100 is 461 as well. So if we look where they ended the week, they ended the week at 460. So they're below their moving average 50 and moving average 100, but above their moving average 10. So If we look, they're on a bearish pattern. I would say, in my personal opinion, just because they came out and they met strong resistance at this moving average 100 line. Even though they broke through the moving average 50 line, the moving average 100 line is where that resistance was at. So it went back down and began its bearish pattern. But with that being said, this is the 1 minute chart, so it's maybe a little more dramatic than the other charts. So it's better than mine on the analysis. But if we look, kind of long term, it definitely had a long fall from being bearish. So it's kind of had a long fall all the way from 483 all the way down to 460 where it's at. Um, Now, jumping into some background information on them and why I chose them for my list. We have a press release which came out July 13th, which is pretty recent. It says Opko Health's bioreference laboratories to provide RONI testing for NBA players and employees. Now, if anybody's familiar with the NBA, basically, you know, the National Basketball Association, and they don't, when it comes to the safety and health of their workers and employees, no are spared. And the fact that this company has been chosen for all the testing, every player, every employee that come in there have to be tested. So, you know, that's just basically the way that uh, sports are basically going to have to start back because everybody's going to have to be tested. But it's not just a one-time thing, in my opinion. I think they're going to be tested before the game starts. They're probably going to be tested, when the games are over. But the fact that it's not just one team, so it's the whole NBA. So just think of how many coaches, assistant coaches, staff. Um, possibly even the owners, people who work in the stadiums, things of that nature would need to be tested. And I think this company has really good opportunity to do that. It says the NBA and BioReference collaborate on testing protocols to provide the safest possible environment to restart the 2019-20 NBA season. Going to extraordinary lengths to understand both the threats of the virus and the best means to control its spread. Testing protocols were established in consultation with infectious disease experts to ensure the safety of players and employees. So it's a very serious matter, it's going on. And like I said, no expense is going to be spared when this is concerned because the health and well-being of all the players and employees and staff is, of the utmost importance. You don't want to be putting anybody at risk. And, I think, it's not going to be a small ordeal. So if this goes, well, I definitely see, you know, OPKO raising their profits, as time goes on, just about the amount of tests that are going on for the whole NBA. And that's why I put them on my list because I think it's a fantastic thing that they're partnering with the NBA. And I think this was definitely overlooked and not reflected in the stock price. Now, some people may say, it's priced in, but showing that it has a bearish trend to me does not denote that this is priced in, especially considering the magnitude of what's going on. The fact that the NBA chose them for testing. Now, if they have testing for the NBA, then it's already proven that they can do it. Once that happens, and then I could see the NFL using them, and then probably the NHL, MLB, or other sports associations using um, this company for testing. And if that happens, then the company's just going to shoot up from there. But this is the first test, no pun intended, for how the company is going to basically grow in the long term. Drop a comment down below. Tell me what stocks you guys are looking at. Tell me, if you think these are good companies, you think they're speculative companies, your opinions on them. Good luck to you all trading out there. Hope everybody was able to lock in profits this week, and hope everybody is profitable for the weeks to come. Hope this information is helping you, and I'll see you guys next time.